Oh shit! Ain't nobody punking nobody. Y'all know where that come from. They got this shit. Like some of these scenes from this episode, they got from that movie South Central. If y'all don't know that movie South Central, you might have heard that song OG Bobby Johnson. But that's where that shit come from. There's a movie called South Central with this guy named is Bobby Johnson, gets locked up, tries to change his life and shit like that. That's where they got a couple of these scenes from this show from. Like in this episode, that's where they got something from. Anyway, the crew, they fortified the church, right? And some of the group head out for Dawn's ass. So they get ready. And I guess it was, being that it was only going to be Michonne and Gerald Levert and Carl, they said, let's fortify the church. I know they got Michonne. They probably won't even need it because they got Michonne. But let's fortify the church just in case Carl or Gerald Levert fuck up. And they left Carl with the right one. Because what's called Michonne don't play that shit. That's a little boy, right? And if something happened to him, or no, let me get this straight. Before something happened to him, she'll kill a motherfucker. She ain't got no problem with killing a motherfucker. We've seen it. She done cut motherfuckers up in a minute, just like that. Anyway, while they doing this, like meanwhile at the church, Gerald Levert, he's going psycho. This motherfucker now, they heading out, and this motherfucker goes to clean the church or cleaning the steps or some shit, and he just scrubbing and scrubbing and scrubbing. But he starts scrubbing extra hard. It reminded me of that episode of South Park where Butter's mom would go crazy. She kept saying, clean, clean, clean. It was like that. Like, you seen a mental snap. Like the dude just snapped. He lost it. Anyway, Abraham is still tore up from the flow up, man. We cut to his group. This motherfucker's still in the same position. Like, look like he getting ready to start praying or something like that. Look like he's getting ready to start praying, like he's gonna bow down. Like he was going, like he had a rug underneath him or something. This motherfucker was still in the same position. Like I told y'all, that pretty much proved what I was saying. He feel like life was over. Like that was like, that's what that mission was the rest of his life. Like he said, okay, I'm gonna dedicate my life to finishing off the walkers. And now fucking Eugene took that shit from him. Rosita tried to talk some sense into him. He almost bitch slapped her. Now, if he would have hit that girl, one of the writers should kill, Abraham, kill the motherfucker. You understand? Because she too fine to be putting your hands on her now. And you're going to damage good property now. And we don't need all that. You understand? Anyway, this dude, Tyrese, is bitch made. His bitch made ass, like he shits himself during the meeting. Now, the group that's going to the hospital with Chris, they having a little meeting where Rick is going over the plan and whatnot. Now, Rick is the best leader. That's been proven time and time again. He usually comes up with the best course of action. Usually. Not all the time, usually. It's been plenty of times where somebody else said, yo, I got a suggestion and they was right or whatever. But usually Rick is right. Not only that, he's a good leader. He's good at guiding people and stuff like that. But he says, we're going to go in there, catch the motherfuckers off guard. We're going to catch them slipping during the sunrise like ninjas. He said, we're going to take out 2 of them. He said, once we take them out, we're going to take it, goes over the plan, whatever. This bitch-ass dude, Tyrese, he shits himself. He says, ain't nobody gotta die. He said, ain't nobody gotta die today. He said, we can all make it. Nobody has to, nobody has to go. And he comes up with this plan. He says, what we could do is we can get 2 hostages and trade them for our 2 people, for Beth and Carol. And to be honest, it's a pretty good idea though. But you already know what it was. He was bitch made. Boy, he was shitting his damn self. He said, you know what? Let me not, get into this, some crossfire, some gunfire and shit like that. And let me bitch up and come up with another plan that doesn't involve us getting killed. That's what it was. Even though Rick's plan was pretty solid, because with Chris being there, they already knew what they was dealing with. They knew how many people was in there. They had enough people. You understand? And they was going to get the drop on them anyway. So Rick's plan was good. Tyrese's plan was good. But the only reason he came up with that plan because he bitch made and he was basically thinking, don't nobody gotta die today. That's what he was thinking. Anyway, Carl must want to die. Cause this fucking dude, like he tells Gerald Levert to get one of these weapons. I'm gonna teach you how to fight because you can't fight worth shit. This dude, you can clearly see this dude, Gerald Levert, is off his fucking rocker. The dude, he's walking around sweating half the damn time. His heart's racing. He's pale. The motherfucker's looking pale as shit. He's just acting irate. The motherfucker just, well, not irate, but he's just acting funny. I would not put a weapon in this motherfucker's hands. But he says, go ahead and get one. Like, you see Michonne, she was like, I'm watching this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? She was watching from the back, like, make sure this dude's, all right, because, he might flip out any given time. So Carl is fucking up. Like, I would never, like, to be honest, that dude, Gerald Levert, I'm not sure about this motherfucker. That's first off. Second of all, he might look harmless, but I ain't gonna put a fucking weapon in his hands, then he's not harmless. I keep all the weapons for myself, just in case some shit goes down. Anyway, Dawn gives Beth an assignment, right? Now, she wants to save Carol, but at the same time, one of the officers said, no, we got to conserve power. And Beth jumps over there like she wants to die because she keeps interrupting motherfuckers. Now, this time, it's a little bit different because this Carol on the line, so I understand it. She says, you talk about conserving energy. She said, your ass keep charging up your DVD player so you can watch porn all day. Like he's watching porn all day, and that's what he used his power for. She said, so how come we can't use this to save a life? He said, nah, fuck that. We got enough people. And basically, what it really is, this is what it really comes down to. Carol is old as shit. She looked like a monkey skeleton. In Zorro fanboy's words, he's the one said that she looks like a monkey skeleton. So if it had been somebody that looked better, somebody younger, somebody more appealing, somebody more attractive, he'd have kept the shit on. He just thought, man, she old. That's old ass. You know what I'm saying? That's old ass. He said, I don't fuck old butts. He said, I only deal with young butts, no old butts. So he said, you know what? Fuck her. But Dawn wanted to save her. Dawn, I think, is somewhat, even though she's kind of off the deep end, she got like a screw loose or two. She ain't a complete psycho, but she got like a screw or two loose. She's really trying to somewhat do good. So she really wanted to save this girl, right? So she put Beth on the assignment and tells her, hey, you go ahead and do what's supposed to be done. Get the medicine or whatever the fuck you got to get and administer it to Carol, and hopefully she'll make it. So that's pretty much it. And Maggie, she starts fucking with a G. We cut back to Abraham's group. Abraham's group goes out on a little scavenging mission. Maggie's still there. She wants to talk shit to Abraham. Knowing that Abraham almost let the dog shit out of Rosita. But she wants to start fucking with him. She's like, I got a gun and I could blow your ass away. Like when Rosita almost got the dog shit slapped out of him. I mean, she almost got the zebra shit slapped out of him. Maggie jumps up like, I got a gun. Yeah, fucking Abraham's got a gun too. You ain't the only one that can pull triggers, He's down for that 187. He's been down for that 187 before before this shit even hit the fan. So I don't see what Maggie thinking she's so hard for, you understand? But anyway, she's fucking with a G, but the other team, they went out to go fetch, some water or whatever. Anyway, Chris distracts one time, right? And so our boys can, put their gun game down. So he starts shooting off this gun. He fires it maybe twice, whatever. They hear it, they go for it, to find out what's going on. They catch this little motherfucker, and they're like, well, where's the walkers that you shot? We heard you shooting. You must have ran into some walkers. And he said, nah, I ain't shoot for all that. I shot for this. They turned around, the group behind him, they catch him, but at the same time, what happens is fucking Pigs shows up and saves their asses. They was going to use these two for the hostages. One of the Pigs shows up, and this dude's a fucking evil piece of shit, as far as I know. Ain't that the dude that Lollipop? Isn't that Lollipop? See, that's how I know they're stealing from movies. The dude Lollipop. If you don't know, there's a dude on this movie called Sugar Hill. His name is Lollipop, but they called him Lolly for short. And he was a killer. Motherfucker he didn't give a shit. He'd kill any fucking body. That's what the dude Lolly or Lollipop, that was him. So I think that's what this dude is. They changed his name to is that the same dude or is it not? Oh my God, I'm talking about somebody else. The dude that I'm talking about that got killed. But same fucking thing. This dude Lolly, the dude Lolly is the same dude from Sugar Hill. I'm fucking up. The dude that got killed. This is a different cop. Here comes the jokes. I already know they're coming. Anyway, he comes and saves their ass. It jumped off. But Sasha, she ain't playing no fucking games. She puts a hole in the back tire and stops the car, right? So they take off. Now, what am I getting ready to say? Oh, shit. One of the Pigs gets a drop on Daryl, right? And what happens is two of them runs off. One of the Pigs stay. Daryl was lurking around because I'm pretty sure that he knew one of them was still around. He gets a drop on him. And I mean, this fucked up Daryl's day. I mean, fucked his day up completely. I don't give a damn how good his day was before this. Once he got to this point, it fucked his whole day up. The dude gets a drop on Daryl, takes him down. The only thing Daryl has as a weapon is some walkers. Walker's snapping at, like one of them snapping at him, like from the side. There's another one snapping at him, but he can't see it. He's just trying to reach for some shit that he can grab to use as a weapon because he has nothing in his hands right now. And he's grabbing for this walker. He got his hands all in the walker's mouth, shit snapping. He goes for the mouth and the shit just starts snapping. He gets it out of his mouth and he grabs it again and he manages to get his hands in the eyeballs and beats the guy with the head. Rick comes out and saves Daryl, right in the nick of time. But here's the fucked up part about it. The amount of time that he had before the walkers got him, Rick would have still saved him before he put his hand in that damn walker. I know, putting your hands in a dead dude, a rotten corpse, that'll fuck my day up. I could have hit the lottery. Unless I hit the lotto, if I hit the lotto for anything less than 5 million, if I got to stick my hand in a rotten corpse, that fucked my whole day up. So anyway, they finally got the drop on them, got the Pigs, and they locked them up. Glenn's group is still playing right in the damn stream. They find some water, but they really can't use it. Eugene had taught Rosita a way to, filter water. They start using that and shit like that. And then they find some fish. Basically, they're playing, they splashing in some fucking water, trying to find some what am I trying to say? Some utensils or some shit, some useful items that they could use. But they really don't develop the characters, so I guess the scenes really didn't mean too much. The only thing they were really trying to do was they put a bunch of those scenes in so that they can get Maggie and Abraham alone. That's what that was about. That's what I think. I think that's all that was. Anyway, Gerald Levert's up to some bullshit. What you call it? Michonne walks over to his room and she's like, "Yo, I'm just checking on you, making sure you ain't up to some bullshit." He says, "No, I'm not up to some bullshit." And he's in the back chopping up the floor. Anyway, Beth finally makes herself useful for once in this series. Well, twice. First, she saved Chris. Now she's going to save Carol. I guess that's useful. I guess she made herself useful, but even though Carol probably should be gone from the group, like, period, by now. But hey, she's back, so I guess we have to accept it, period. I guess that's how it works. Anyway, Tyrese, he pulled the scene straight from that movie South Central, man. I swear to God, that's where they got it from. This whole scene was from South Central. Sasha, she tears her shirt, right? and whatever she caught her shirt on was a crowbar. She takes that, slams against the ground because she's mad. And Tyrese like, yo, I gotta talk to you. Now, if you didn't know earlier, Sasha's told Tyrese, she said, shut the fuck up. Don't say nothing to me. She said, don't say nothing. You know what I'm saying? And Tyrese pulled the scene straight out of South Central. Now, what he does is he says, I'm gonna preach. No, wait, what happened? No, Sasha said, don't preach to me. He says, I'm gonna preach and you gonna listen, and gives her a whole, speech. I had a boy and all that other bullshit. And she finally starts coming around, I guess. Now, if you didn't know, it's a scene in South Central with this guy, when the guy got locked up and he's doing all kinds of dumb shit. He's involved in gang activities, and this dude tries to kick some knowledge to him. And he says, I guess you're going to start preaching to me now, right? And the dude takes his arm and he the cell wall, he goes, boom! And he says, yeah, I'm going to preach and you going to listen. And he's like, I had a boy and the dude killed him, whatever. That Tyrese scene, that was that scene. I don't know if you've seen the movie South Central, but that was that scene. Anyway, that happened. And then they cut to Gerald Levert. Gerald Levert, he escapes the church and starts out on his music career. For some strange reason, I think he's going to do pretty well with his music. I don't know. I just got a strange feeling about it. I'm thinking he's cutting through the floor, because there's some damn walkers under there. He's going to feed himself to them or some dumb shit like that. I don't know. He just escaped. This motherfucker is really perplexing. I don't know if he's got a death wish or he's just like, yo, these motherfuckers that I'm rolling with right now, they're killers. They might be necessary killers, or they might be killing because they need to out of necessity, or they're survivors, but they're still killers, and I gotta live in the way of the Lord or some shit like that. He's just trying to get away from them. I don't know if that's the case or he's just scared, but still, I'm still like, I don't trust this motherfucker. I still don't. And then he comes across a walker, but he's able to take it out. And he was getting ready to kill it, but then he seen the cross on it. He said, you know what? This is a walker from God. Like this is it's a prophet. So he leaves the walker alone. Anyway, Bob's will is still alive, baby. What happens is this, and this is a fucked up scene because what the dude does. The cop that Chris says was a pretty decent dude, and he seems like it. He tells the group, "Yo, I know this girl Dawn. This plan that you got using us three as hostages, it can work, but y'all need to go about it in a certain way." So they take his advice, and they got him sitting there. He tells what's his name, Rick. Rick calls him by his last name. He says, Mr. whatever his name is, Mr. I don't give a fuck. And he says, call me Bob. He said, my name is Bob. Sasha looks up like, oh shit. He does kind of look like Bob. That was when she looked at him, she said, in a strange way, if you squint and you close one eye, you squint with the other, and you stand maybe 20 feet back, and the room is like dimly lit, he does kind of look like Bob. So she said, you know what? I'm gonna treat this motherfucker like Bob. I guess that, she's still in an emotional state. And she goes over to talk to him and stuff like that. And he's like, oh, I got this bitch. Got up under her skin and told her some fucked up story, man. About how he was supposed to be on this mission. Dawn took him off the mission. One of his friends took over the mission, got killed on the mission, wound up becoming a walker and still walking around on a mission. But on this mission, he's trying to get some brain. Trying to kill a motherfucker. That's what he's trying to do. Anyway, we cut back to Maggie, right? And Maggie brought Abraham and Eugene's ass back. She was looking out for Eugene, making sure the sun wasn't all on his ass. She talked to Abraham. She said, yo, you wanted to kill yourself, didn't you? She said, you wanted me to shoot you. So yeah, I thought about it and whatnot. He's been doing some real good thinking, like it's a chess move right now. So I guarantee you, all that time he put into it, the next move is gonna be a fucking doozy. Anyway, he finally, starting to warm up to the shit and getting the shit back right. And Eugene comes too. the crew makes it back, and they got some equipment or something like that. I guess it's something important, but it really don't matter. They just left the group. They just left Maggie with Abraham just so she could talk to his ass. But fuck it, that's over. Anyway, Sasha got caught slipping. After he told her that sob story, she says, yo, the dude that you talking about, I'll take him out. He looks out the window, tells her, yo, there he is right there. She gets ready to shoot him, and he rams into her, knocks her ass out. I don't see how I knocked her out, though. You understand? I can see her being shook up. She hit a little window, right? And it broke. She didn't go through it. She bounced off it. I don't think the windows is that hard, is it? Unless it's just Gorilla Glass or something like that. But the window didn't look like it was that hard. She hit the window, came, bounced back. She should have been able to get up in the next few seconds, right? I would think so. Glass ain't that hard. Anyway, he knocks her ass out and takes off. Rick was right. Now, this dude, Tyrese, was bitch made and one who came up with the damn idea to, you know, let's do it the right way. Ain't nobody got to die. All that old bullshit. Got them fucked up. Got his sister fucked up. Now, here's the thing. I like this episode. I'm actually going to give it a 4 out of 5. Why? Because even though, like I said, I've been saying before, fuck Beth. We shouldn't be following Beth. She keeps getting, you know, episodes that's not wanted. She's not really that good of a character. So really, these episodes shouldn't exist because they're all based on Beth. But standalone, as a standalone episode, this episode was good. The way they went about everything, they did well. The thing about Tyrese, they actually did well. Like I said, it was a good plan. It really was. And him fucking up this time is much better than him fucking up the last time. When he fucked up the last time, he done got Bob killed. Got Bob. Well, Bob was gonna die anyway. But even with if he didn't know that Bob got bit, him fucking up with the dude then got Bob killed. Now also, he let a psycho live. He ain't had no reason to let a psycho live. The dude was getting ready to kill a baby. That was the one time where it wouldn't even matter if you was, you know, that type of dude. You probably still would kill a motherfucker. Now, in this case, he actually came up with a good idea that made sense, that seems like it could work. You understand? So, props for the way they did that. Not only that, that'd be a good way to say, Tyrese, you fucking up. Stop acting, you know, you made out of ice cream or something like that. Stop acting soft as shit. Because he could do this, and then they could look at him and say, yo, see that plan didn't work? We should have went in there full commando, like Rick said. And that could, you know, teach him a lesson. I would have preferred that over the other one. So I actually like that. Abraham in his state, that pretty much proved exactly what I was saying before about how he felt like, oh, his life was pretty much over because the mission was his life. They proved that in this episode, and I think they did a pretty good job of, you know, doing that. The only two things I really see wrong with this episode, like I said, fuck Beth, so it shouldn't even got to this point. And the only reason they got rid of the other groups, you know, it was focusing on them, is just so they can get Maggie and Abraham alone. Yeah, but the Gerald Levert thing, I'm trying to figure out what the fuck is going on with him. You know, the mystery about him is kind of like, it's an intriguing part of it, but they don't overdo it, so it's good. Because even though, like, think about it. If he ran off and we never found out what the fuck was wrong with him, would it really matter to the story? Would you really even be that much concerned about it? Probably not. But they didn't really put too much into it, so I appreciate that. So if we don't get it, good. If we do get it, even better. It'd be like it's like an extra thrown in on there. Rick, as we can see him leading the group, good idea. But he fucked up this time. He should have said, yo, fuck you, Tyrese. Stop acting like a punk. You know, that type of thing. Sasha, man, Sasha's putting some work in this episode. And I like what they did with it. You know, they showed how much she cared about Bob. Like, to the point where she, just the dude having a name, she made a connection with him. So I think this episode is actually pretty good. Actually pretty good. 4 out of 5. Even Dale, who's blind as a bat, even with binoculars, would see what the cop was up to, fucking Sasha. See what the cop was up to? To be honest, I don't think so. I don't think it was that obvious. Why? Not that it shouldn't have happened, But I don't think it was that obvious for the reason being is Chris knows about that group. And he said the dude was a good guy. He vouched for him. And he seemed to be. And he also agreed with the group. He says, yo, we could do this. I don't want to see anybody die. I just want to get home safely. Everything about his story checked out. He didn't say anything that drew suspicion. But here's the part where they shouldn't have got caught up with that. When Sasha was getting ready to shoot the dude, right? Shoot the Walker. Why would she stand in front of the dude and give him the opportunity to do anything? Like, I would have told the dude, get the fuck off to the side before I did it. Or I would have did it, you know, from behind him. I would have never let him get behind me. You know, like, there's no reason for that. Like, after being in the apocalypse for so long, you need to be thinking. Now, the good thing about, like I said, Sasha's case is they were setting up some good development for her. She really was feeling Bob to the point where she just, when she seen the dude's name was Bob, she made a connection. And like I said, he did kind of look like Bob if you squint. Like, you squint with one eye and it was kind of dark. So it's like the room was not well lit and it was kind of dark and she was standing pretty far away. So she's closed one eye and squint. He did kind of look like Bob. You understand? So I could see her, you know, falling for that. But at the same time, I couldn't see her. I couldn't see why she didn't think, damn, maybe, you know, just maybe, even though I feel for this dude and I'm sympathizing with what he said and everything that he said seems to check out. Maybe I shouldn't stand in front of him. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I should be watching this motherfucker anyway, just in case. You understand? So that was the case with that. Abraham's finally coming back and Eugene's coming back. So that's a good thing because Abraham's been a badass. I like him from the beginning. You know, I want to see what he's going to do, and also Eugene. Eugene's main goal is gone, right? But we also know that he can be useful. So I want to see what he can put his brain to from here on out. So I like that part of the story. But anyway, go ahead and leave your comments, like the video, and subscribe because I'm broke. I can't eat. I'm fucking up outros and shit like that. You understand? But you got the power to change that. Peace.